wouldn't it be nice if we could go back in time 1 year and buy SoFi stock there? So back there it was something like $6 per share, and we could already see the signs of SoFi becoming this profitable, growing, amazing fintech company, which we have today. So Julia, my co-host, and we have decided to go and look for another SoFi. And we had a bunch of criteria which our potential companies needed to answer. First of all, it has to be a fintech company. We love fintech space, we kind of understand what is going on there, so we want to find next fintech company. Second of all, we want a growing company. We do not want another financial dinosaur which stock will not move at all. Third thing, we want profitable companies. Now, I know, before you begin, I know that most of the exciting, growing, young companies are not profitable and they're basically just growing and profitability will come next. But we kind of don't want that. We don't want all this bullshit with stock dilution and taking debt and if the company will survive this year or not. We want a company which is profitable. It should not be for a lot of years in a row, but we want to see profitability on the books. Fourth criteria is a good volume on a stock. I have to explain here. So when you're buying a stock, when does the stock goes up? It goes up when there are a lot of buyers, so a lot of demand for the stock. In order to do that, the stock has to be noticed by someone. Better yet, by institutions who will buy the stock in a bulk. That's when you have these rallies as SoFi had of about 200% over the last year. So we want a good volume on a stock. We do not want stock that trades like 10,000 shares a day or something like that. And the last criteria, the stock should not have rallied yet. So we don't want another Upstart. Upstart is an amazing company, but they did something like 250% over the last year. So I don't see another 250% rally in the next year. So we want something which is kind of undercovered. Hello and welcome to the Market Monkeys channel. My name is Vadim and today we are looking for next SoFi, and I have described to you the criteria, and amazingly enough we have found two companies. In one of them we have invested already. In the second one I will explain when we're going to invest in. Now, before I tell you what these companies are, please guys, the fact that we did a video on these companies, the fact that we have analyzed them and we know all the numbers, we know their business, it does not mean that you should go and immediately buy these companies. Please make your own due diligence. We have comment section. You can ask us a bunch of questions. We are answering to everyone. By the way, press the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're already writing comments to us. So the first company is New Holdings. New Holdings is ownership company of Nubank, and Nubank is wildly popular in Latin America. Right now, it's the biggest bank, I think, in Brazil. 60% of adult population in Brazil have account in Nubank. In addition, Nubank is expanding to Colombia. There they have something like 12% of the market, and to Mexico. There they have 6% of the market. And Nubank offers what you would expect digital banks to offer. So they are offering digital money accounts, credit cards, debit cards, loans, corporate accounts, investment services, insurance, and all the good stuff. Basically, pretty much everything that SoFi offers, but they also have business and corporate, and SoFi does not yet. So let's go over our criteria and I will show you why Nubank kind of answers all of them. So first of all, growth. In December 2020, the company had yearly revenue of $380 million. Now, 4.5 years later, it's more than $10 billion. I will not even go into calculate what the growth is. The growth is a lot. Second of all, profitability. So the company became profitable, and the company is profitable for the last 2.5 years. In December 2022, net loss was $364 million. If we're looking at trailing 12 months, now the net profit is 2.1 billion on 10 billion revenues, which means that the margins are very much okay as well. Next thing, volume of the stock. So funny enough, despite being kind of relatively unknown company, not the most trendiest company in the world, the volume is very good. Actually, I went to Yahoo Finance to see the average volume on new stock, and it's about 60 million shares a day, and SoFi is something like 64 or 65. So the volume is pretty comparable and volume is amazing, so definitely passes this criteria. Now about the performance of the stock last year. So last year the stock did nothing, like absolutely nothing. A year ago, price of the stock was $12 per share and now it's kind of the same, 13. So over the year the stock went as low as 9 and something and as high as 15 and something. So the breakout hasn't happened yet and we're really excited about this company. So both Julia and I have bought shares in this company. Well, Julia bought shares, I bought call options of this company, and yeah, we are definitely very excited about this one. If you haven't heard, if you haven't seen new holdings, go out, check it out. Check out numbers, I think you're going to like it. Now, before we move on to the next talk, a couple more things about new holdings. First of all, shameless plug, Julia has a great investment analysis on Seeking Alpha about new holdings, and she talks about a lot more things than I just did. So she talks about growth and she talks about margins and different markets and how new holdings is expanding and what to expect of the company in the future. So if you have Seeking Alpha account, go check it out. If you don't have a Seeking Alpha membership, today is the last day of the summer sale when you can, besides all the discounts, you can get a 7-day free trial, which by the way is amazing because when I first did the account on Seeking Alpha, they didn't have a trial and I had to pay a bunch of money just for something. So you can go and check it out. Today again is the last day of the sale and we have affiliate link which will give you additional discount to the membership price. And the last thing, guys, if any of you are from Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, you have experience with Nubank and you want to share some of it, like is it good, is it bad, why do you have account, why don't you have account in it, we would be so appreciative because we cannot use Nubank holdings and we would love to get your feedback on that. The next company is a tricky one and I will explain why. The next company is Wise PLC. It's a British company. Sorry if it's English company, for example, and I just called it British, but nevertheless. The company specializes on international banking and I will explain what it means. So the company specializes in international banking account, converting currencies, sending currencies all over the world. They have local representations, again, all over the world and partnerships with local banks. And I'm not talking about like local small banks. I'm talking about banks like Raiffeisen and Morgan Stanley and so like big huge banks all over the world. In addition, they have their own Wise debit card, which you can use again all over the world. It's great, it's very useful. And the one last thing which we have noticed recently is that a lot of POS systems, so point of sale system, these cash registers, which you saw in like grocery stops and stuff like that, when you scan your card, so they are using Wise software as well. And now the kicker. Wise do not trade on US stock market yet. And it was kind of a major disappointment on one hand because they're trading on London and they have some kind of ADR in US, but it's trading on over the counter, the OTC market. So the spreads are bad and it's just beginning to get messy. It's not like a very simple investment when you just can go and like buy stocks on New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ. But they are going to be listed in US, so they are doing their primary listing in US this year. We still do not know when exactly this will happen, but in any case, we are very excited about that, and this most probably will be our next investment as soon as they're listing in US. Now let's go over some numbers and we will see how Wise is answering all of our criteria about the companies we are looking for. So first of all, take a look at the revenue growth. This is just a thing of beauty. In the last 8.5 years, the revenue grew from $40 million. $40 million. It was like a tiny little company, really small. So they grew from 40 million to 1.5 billion, and the growth is really steady and kind of really beautiful. Kudos to the management of the company. The company is profitable and they are profitable since 2016, and you can see how steady and beautiful the growth of profits are. Now, about the volume of the stock, kind of hard to tell. It sells pretty good in London. Whether this can convert to very big volume in US, I'm not sure, but I think it will. I think it will be very much traded stock because like Wise is pretty big company and stock market is loving fintechs recently. Our last criteria is that the stock hasn't rallied yet, and during this year Wise actually jumped about 60%. But the good news is over the last 6 months the stock did nothing. So it was basically just flat. So again, this is the company we are looking for. Now, a couple of things. First of all, Julia wrote her investment thesis on Wise PLC on Seeking Alpha. Again, I invite you to go and check it out. It's much more comprehensive than what I just told you. And the amazing thing there in this article is the comment section. A lot of people wrote about Wise, how they're using it, their family using it, they're using it for money transfer from one country to another. So this is a service that we definitely know works well. A lot of people using it and people just love it. So these were two stocks that we have found. One of them we're investing in already. The second one we are going to invest as soon as it lists on US. I really invite you to go and take a look at these companies, take a look at the numbers, ask questions. That's what the comment section is for. Julia and I will be happy to answer all of you. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time. Take care.